Hello and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast as we preview Gameweek 31 Sun Dream Team. Just myself and Tony for this one. Leeds has Ben now, doesn't it? Did you get up to much the weekend?
Not a lot, mate. Just something small, like a Dream Team Tonic Meetup, and yeah, didn't see the rest of the weekend. Just that day.
You couldn't quite manage a Monday, could you? Even with the meetup on a Saturday.
No, I know that's age, that, isn't it? Yeah, definitely suffered with a 2-day hangover. I got into work on early, struggled through the day. I was still suffering by evening. I just couldn't see 9 o'clock. So yeah, that's why we rearranged for today a bit earlier. But I'm feeling more human today.
Yeah.
Back at it. It was a great do. Cracking do. Enjoyed it.
No. Quick one to say thank you to everyone that came along as well. Really good fun. And yeah, if you fancy it next time, we've had a bit of talk. People already asking where we're going to host the next Dream Team Tonic meetup. We did say we might. There's a lot of talk about maybe doing it more towards the south, but maybe we can do another one north. And we said maybe we'll go along to one of these FPL maybe meetups in the south, and we could do maybe something London way or this way, and then something a bit more central for everyone maybe later next year.
Yeah,
but yeah, great fun. Right, so Steve's in the chat. Good evening, Joe, Michael Hodson, Roberto, and Aman, who of course was there. Absolutely dominated the darts, didn't he?
Aman Littler.
Aman Littler.
Honestly, breaking people's hearts.
Oh, Ben had the right sulk, didn't he? He was eliminated from Killer. Right, let's go straight into the teams. It was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it, trying to keep up with? We watched a fair bit of football while we were out, but with the beer goggles on, it's a tough one. Do you want to go first?
Oh, honestly, man, I don't even know what went on. Like you say, it's tough to. Although you're watching the football and you're seeing the lineups and you're trying your best, because you're meeting so many new people and so much going on, you get lost in that rather than the football, which is not a bad thing. And yeah, but you don't know how crap your team's doing until you finally wake up on a Monday evening or a Tuesday morning and you go, yeah, I've only got 48 points.
That was the thing, wasn't it? We just met up around sort of 12:30, hadn't we, or 12 o'clock? I think it was. Yeah. People had their breakfast and a couple of beers already, and then we went straight off to watch the Arsenal Everton game in the early kickoff. But we were all still saying hello to each other, working our way round, meeting all of each other. So yeah, didn't get to see too much of the Arsenal game really, but I don't think we really missed much. I see you've got Saka and Ødegaard in your team, so you were trying to turn your back on the telly anyway, weren't you?
I think it took me to about 30 minutes in when I realised Saka weren't playing. And I can't remember who said it. Someone said, yeah, which idiot had captain Saka? And I was like, hey, I did that. Yeah, it was. Well, anyway, I had fun. Saw it. Raya 3 points. Obviously, still Real Madrid come tonight, so there's hope for my Saka captaincy. But yeah, Raya 3 points. Porro 7. Nice to see Porro back amongst the points after. I mean, he's had a short few weeks, really. Not playing much. Vardio 8 points in. I mean, I don't even. Was there even a highlight in that City and United game?
Well, I'll tell you what. I was complaining that I had a 5.5 hour drive back there and missed that game, but I think apparently, from what I saw, the drive was probably more exciting than the game. To be honest,
I think it was, mate. You didn't miss anything. It were a strange one, that one. 8 points there. It's not often you get a clean sheet from City nowadays, but take that. Konza, he didn't start, did he?
No, that was a strange one. But there was loads of rotation, wasn't there, all weekend? So
Yeah,
keeping players fresh, ready for PSG tomorrow.
yeah. A lot of, like I say, I think a lot of teams and a lot of. I remember when the lineups were coming out, we were like, "What?
Mm.
What?" Palmer benched, another one. 1 point. Eze doing the business, 10 points. You can rely on Eze, I suppose, even in a single. Fernandez, who was, I think he was the most popular captain, which he was a very sensible choice. Again, as I've said over the last few pods, my choices haven't been as sensible as they would be if I were higher up in the league, to be fair. But yeah, I think Fernandez was the sensible captain choice. 6 points. Saka, 2, obviously one doubled. Odegaard, 1. Marmoush, 7, and Salah, 2. Let's say still a few players to come. But my week rests on Saka doing the business against Real Madrid. Other
Yeah,
than that, I'm
we're seeing
thinking
at
of,
least that he's starting tonight. So
yeah.
you're an Arsenal fan for the evening.
I mean, really, I should have seen that. I were hoping he did get the Everton game, but
It was
sensible. Like the wind's gone on it. As much as you don't ever want to say that when it's still mathematically possible. But I think Arteta's got to play it sensible, and pretty much it's done.
Yeah, you'd have thought so. And then Liverpool went and slipped up again, didn't they? That would have maybe made things still very unlikely, but at least a little bit more exciting. But yeah, I did think that Saka was going to start. To be honest,
Mm,
75% of the top 1K transferred him in as well
yeah,
this week. It was one of them where there was the doubt there, but you didn't want to be on the wrong side of it, did you? If he did end up starting both.
yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it's almost like a getting ahead of things transfer. But yeah, we'll have to see. There may be question marks now over whether he plays the Brentford game in between the two Real Madrid games. But
Yeah,
He's there now, isn't he? Yeah, he must be pleased with Marmoush though. He's been smashing it lately.
yeah, he's done all right. I'd say it's a stroke of luck that he's getting the amount of minutes he's getting because obviously with the injury to Haaland.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, he's done all right, hasn't he? Done a
That you
decent
mentioned
run.
in the rotation that, and us being a bit shocked by it. The one that shocked us the most was well, obviously we had Saka out, didn't we? Erdegaard out, Palmer. Well, I say out on the bench. I mean, Consa benched, and then the one team that's been rotating all the time before Europe in Spurs, the ones that most people were too scared to sort of go for because of the regular rotation, that they pretty much went full strength, didn't they?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Brennan Johnson doing the business. Who
yeah,
I took him out, but
is
that's
what it is.
that's all that.
My 151, so not much more than you to shout about. My team just felt like it's properly in the mud at the moment with the flags. I've taken out an injured Haaland and an injured Clivert, but I've still got an injured Gabriel. And the Allison thing has just gone on, it feels like forever. So I was doing some digging into the whole concussion protocol thing because it's irrelevant anyway, because I had higher priority people to take out. So he would have still stayed there. But I think it was on day 18, I think it was, of the concussion protocol. And like since the injury, and I think he got to get to 21 days, I think it is. But God knows what happened because Fabrizio Romano was tweeting that he was available to play sort of for the previous game.
Yeah,
But when I was looking, I think the West Ham game falls on 23 days after the injury. So it's been out almost a month, pushing a month almost, three
yeah.
weeks.
A little bit worrying. I think we were on about this, weren't we?
It's got to be
Meetup.
bad.
That's because obviously it's usually the 7 day protocol, and usually everyone, or most players that suffer a concussion injury, are back within the 7 days. Sorry, after the 7 days, and it's done with. But yeah, it's a little bit worrying that the Allison, what's going on there? There's obviously they found something else. there's something else going on.
Yeah, and even if that 21 days apparently is the sort of minimum amount of time to sort of be careful with it. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, nothing I could do about that one. Gabriel, I decided to keep him just there as a blank because I thought taking out Clivert and Haaland, who weren't due to play, would probably be a higher upside way to go. So I brought in Saka and Rashford for a massive combined 3 points. That's the high upside we were after.
Yeah.
But still a game to go from each. Got Munoz at the back, 10 points. Grabbed the goal, didn't he?
Yeah.
Always dangerous. Vardy, same as you. Palmer, same as you as well. Benched. But Rogers, at least we got to celebrate that one at the meetup. 11 pointer. He's just incredible, isn't he? Bruno, captain. 6 points. I think 6 points in the last 2 games where United haven't scored a goal and he's not got any sort of attacking return. So as a bare minimum, that's pretty impressive. Asensio with the 4. Saka, already mentioned, on the 1. Rashford 2, didn't start, but came off the bench. Still matched what Watkins got. And then Salah, 2 points. And we're going to do a lot of talk on Salah, I think, as well, because people are starting to lose a bit of patience with him.
Yeah.
Gone off the boil a bit.
It's crazy, isn't it? Gone from like the undroppable captain to now we want him out of the team.
I just think it's where there is so much choice, isn't there? And we love chasing these extra games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good debate to have in a minute. So before we come on to the questions, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We are live with our Patreon members and YouTube channel members. So thanks, guys, for your support. But yeah, if you listen to this a little bit later on when it's free for everyone to listen to, drop a like and consider joining the community. If you want access to our Discord with engaged managers chatting on a regular basis, you get early access to the pods as well, and get your questions answered on the pod too. And then for the second tier on Patreon, you get access to Ben's fixture ticker, exclusive articles as well. Tony wrote the players to target for April article just recently. So yeah, hit that join button on YouTube or over to Patreon for those extra bits as well. Straight into questions. Right. So, Maverick first. Is it Rashford out after 1 week or are we staying strong? He's got Rashford, Salah and Son. And who would you remove for Isak, if any? Because obviously Isak has got that double this week, although didn't really do it against Leicester, did he?
No, he didn't. I mean, to be fair, Murphy just took up the mantle, didn't he? And
stole the show.
So, yeah, I still think you can't. He's the great option for that double, isn't he?
Man United home, Crystal Palace home.
I mean, look, Palace playing really well. United's a decent fixture for him at home. I like Isak in those 2 games. 2 home games on penalties. Yeah, I like Isak.
I'd still be getting him in, but I'm having the same problem as Mav here. So like, just looking at mine, you've not got Rashford, have you? But if we look at my one there,
I would not be looking to move him.
That's the problem. So mine's on screen now, and if I'm looking to bring in Isak, I'm looking and I've got the triple Villa of Rodgers, Asensio, Rashford. They've got Southampton next week, paired with PSG. So some of them might get Southampton, some of them might not. But you kind of don't want to take him out just in case. Bruno feels like he can't go anywhere. He's going to double.
Yeah.
Saka we've just bought in. He's got Brentford and Real Madrid. And then Palmer will have a double, which one of them's Ipswich at home and the other one's Legia Warsaw in that second leg.
Yeah. So I don't think, obviously, these games in the Premier League are still important for Villa. there's still massive games like in the race for the European spot. So that triple, I mean, I'm jealous of that in that Southampton game. Obviously, we don't know how the PSG game, the first leg's going to go, and what jeopardy will be on that second leg. But it's still important games in the Premier League. I know they've rested and like they've altered it and changed it around, but I mean, even if one of them lads are getting 30 minutes against Southampton, I fancy it.
Yeah, there could be a few bits. Obviously, we're recording this before the Champions League matches, but there could be a few bits that affect it. Well, in the Champions League and for sort of Palmer in Europa Conference as well. Is you've got Rashford? I saw is I didn't know this, but the yellow cards carry over from other competitions. Apparently, I saw today. So Rashford got 2 yellows in the Europa League, and that's carried over into the Champions League. I saw some Villa correspondent guy post earlier.
Depending
Which,
where the competition
yeah.
within that.
Now I'd actually looked it up on ChatGPT to try and ask the same question, and that told me the opposite. But I'm going to trust this Villa correspondent. There's a load of articles on it, so it must be the right way round. But if Rashford ended up getting that yellow, for example, tomorrow,
Yeah,
and wouldn't play the second leg, you know he's going to get Southampton then. So that even becomes more appealing.
yeah, yeah, it does. Doesn't it? You know, he's probably going to play 90 in Southampton.
It's tough. So I can see why people are considering Salah, really, like looking at those options there. But I mean, I don't feel completely comfortable taking Salah out. It's going to be the talk of the week.
Yeah,
But it's West Ham at home.
it's tricky in it because we've got this week, we've got next week, and then we're going to know how many other teams they have doubles and we have to hold on to. And obviously, we know Newcastle have the double with the cup game. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to answer on a Tuesday, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, something could happen, like an Asensio injury. Like there could be an injury that comes up. I mean, I saw that Real Madrid lineup come out today, and I didn't feel great about that. So, I mean, if the first leg doesn't go well for us in this one, or the first leg goes terribly for Aston Villa, then that might
Yeah.
change your thinking, and it may not be one you want for the next leg anyway. So, yeah, it's hard to answer it now. But at the moment, I don't feel completely comfortable with taking Salah out personally, but I feel like Isak is a genuine captaincy option, and I won't be captaining Salah.
Yeah. I think you've got to attack the fixtures, haven't you? So obviously, where you've got Salah, Son, Rashford, you're looking at Son and Rashford with the doubles next week. Liverpool, West Ham. He's done. He's done these 50-50 challenges. They've won the league. They're not. I know he might want to chase records and other things, but I don't think he's looked like the guy who wants to chase records. Or I put my faith in a doubler. I keep Rashford. I keep Son. I was saying at the meetup as well. I'm really not keen on Son.
But then
But
the rotation this week, we just had like half of our teams getting benched when we wanted doublers, and then
yeah,
if you was to know that Asensio is only going to get one game, would you rather Asensio or Salah?
but you don't know it though, do you? And
No,
this is the thing with the Spurs. So you got to play it as is they're gonna so Villa are gonna put a strong team out. So you'd hope that Rashford gets both them games pending a yellow card. Spurs, I mean, to be fair, the league's on for Spurs, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
you know what? And
Yeah,
I think Wolves beat Spurs. I'd take Son out.
yeah. In Mav's
Son and put
scenario,
them.
I'd written down the same. I would sell Son for Isak there.
I was flagging him off at the meetup as well. Son,
I thought you meant Mav then.
he's not looked after this year. He hasn't.
No, no. I was looking. Son's had one goal in his last 14 matches.
Oh, I mean, no, there you are then.
I'm being
I didn't.
selective. In that 15th match, he got a brace. But yeah, one goal in last 14. It's not
Yeah, that's
great.
not good.
Yeah, I'd take Son out in that scenario, but I feel it because I'm having that same sort of problem. I'm almost hoping maybe something comes up in
Yeah.
midweek that might just make my decision a little bit easier.
Mm.
To carry on along that same line, Jay Baker, question one is, anyone taking out Salah or keeping him for the Leicester game? So, like that, I just said about Son, 14 games, one goal.
Yeah.
Salah's just had 4 matches without a return, but 32 goals, 22 assists this season. Like, what's the? He hasn't been on it, has he?
Well, I reckon if you put me in against Leicester, I'd get you a return. Sorry, Dad. But no, look, they're down and out Leicester. They are looking, like I say, I'm really surprised Isak didn't get a little bit of something.
Like West Ham's still a solid side, aren't they? Like that's the next game. West Ham are still they're on all right side, but they're firmly on the beach, aren't they? Is it too early to say?
They have nothing to play for, have they?
It's just a trial run for Potter, isn't it? Just to try and get the team ready for sort of next
Yeah,
season.
yeah, could try a few things, haven't you, and find a few of his players out, I think. But yeah, so it's tricky, isn't it? Would you hold? Why not just if you want to target that Leicester game, just bring Salah back in for it.
Yeah, it's just whether you want to use a transfer. Depends what else you've got going on in your team, isn't it? Whether you want to hop on, hop off. But
We might end up with every English side eliminated from Europe this week, or as good as, or sorry, on the following week, and then when you get to that Leicester game in what is it, 19th of April, everyone might be singlers apart from the FA Cup semi-finalist.
yeah, that match is in Gameweek 32. So you've got the second legs, and then you've got not the second legs. You've got Man City doubling in the Prem, Arsenal doubling in the Prem, Villa doubling in the Prem, and Palace doubling in the Prem. So it's those rearranged games because of the FA
Oh, yeah,
Cup
yeah.
semis. So there will be a few doubles. You won't be captaining Salah. You'll probably go for a doubler that week, won't you? So yeah, I want him for Leicester. If Murphy's doing that to Leicester on the right wing, you want Salah, don't you? Surely.
You'd think so.
Yeah, I'm not fully comfortable taking him out yet. Do you reckon you'll be taking him out for that?
Possibly, possibly, but then I might bring him back in. It depends. It depends what's going on. To be honest,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit light of Villa.
I'm just looking at it now, and I think I can't sort of hop on, hop off Salah while I've got a keeper who I don't know if he's going to be back at any point. If I've got Gabriel already, who's flagged, so depends on your team at the moment. But I can see the argument of why people are considering it. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a crazy suggestion.
Just the thing I'm weighing up is like, is your doubler a 290s doubler, or is your doubler going to get you 70 minutes and 20 minutes off the bench, and then that's your 90 minutes versus a Salah against West Ham and a Salah against Leicester?
Yeah.
I'm not willing to say after 4 games that he's finished. no doubt it'll be finished up until that game where we play them. We've still got to play them in Gameweek 35, and then they'll turn it back on again right for the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Best captains for this week.
Oof. I think you got to target Southampton. They're done for. Villa still have loads to play for in Premier League. So I don't mind one of the Villa lads. Rodgers is good for a minute. Don't mind Rodgers. Palmer. I want to see what happens with Palmer in this, obviously, the European game this week. Because they've still got a lot to play for in Premier League.
Yeah.
They're up there. They're still fighting for Champions League places. They've got a nice fixture against Ipswich at home. I just want to see the team they put out because he's still been rotating it and he's still not giving us like that he's going to win that competition. So
I think someone asked him after the game, was the rotation with one eye on Europe? And he said no, it was more to do with the because they just played Spurs, hadn't they? And he said it was to do with the intensity of that Spurs match and the quick turnaround. Obviously, we don't know how truthful they're being, but I did think it was strange.
Yeah, so Palmer's obviously an option. I wouldn't touch on the Spurs lads, even though they're Dublin, because again, I think they get beat off Wolves anyway, but there could be rotation there. I think there'll be quite a few people who go for Fernandez again because you basically you're guaranteeing yourself 180 minutes.
You just don't ever feel like blanking, do you? Like,
no, he doesn't.
You'll get something. It might not be the best, but you feel like you'll get something out of it.
Yeah, so I think safe option is Fernandez. I like Isak. He's got him. Eze. Tough one, isn't it? Tough one when you've got captaining someone when they're playing City.
Yeah. He's similar to Bruno, isn't it? Because you do feel like he's not going to blank. But City away, Newcastle away are both pretty tough.
They are tough games. They are playing well, Crystal Palace. But that's two. That is two of the toughest fixtures in the league, I'd say. So yeah, probably err on if Palmer is going to be playing these European games, you get an inkling that he will. I think Palmer, or if you get that right man for Villa against Southampton, you could do all right there. Obviously, it's going to depend as well what score the PSG game is.
Yeah, I thought that on Villa, but it's just so hard to pick which one. And yeah, Isak feels like quite risk free, doesn't it? Eddie Howe said he's 100% fit, and I don't think we'll need to manage his minutes from this point onwards. So yeah, I think that seems a safe bet. I reckon he'll be the most captained. Then possibly Bruno. Do you know what? I got excited when I was writing about this. I got excited when I was just doing my notes. I thought Palmer, Ipswich home, Legia Warsaw home, 2 home games. That looks quite nice fixture wise. But there is that worry: does he start both? Because he has shown now that he is willing to leave him out.
That's it.
But I've got a stat on Palmer as well. So we said Son no goals in. Sorry, no. Son was one goal in 14.
Yeah.
Palmer no goals in how many?
It's got to be at least 11 or 12.
12 games. He hasn't scored in 12 games now.
Unreal.
He's had an assist.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's had a couple bits here and there, but he's not done anything for a long time, has he?
Maybe he's the one that goes. Maybe he makes way for Isak.
Yeah.
I think he'll do all right this week. he'll break it. Yeah, no, I think that you named all mine. I did initially have Saka on there, but I think again I'll be too wary of that benching now. I think in the Brentford game, I think
Yeah.
either that or it'll be reduced minutes. But again, we'll see if it's like a heavy loss or something tonight. I've already seen Christopher in the chat say how many will Arsenal concede tonight. If it is a heavy loss, maybe Arsenal do. Well, what do we do? Focus on the league or focus on the? It's over, isn't it? If it's terrible.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. 2-0 Arsenal is my heart, but I said to you, didn't I? I think we've got to win by a couple of goals to even stand a chance away.
Yeah.
Next, what have we got? Tony, this is one question for you. Do you have an idea on when the knockout stage starts for the Patreon Shield? Before you share the plans for the next round of the Patreon Shield?
Oh, here we go.
Finally got my hands on my last year's triumph. Yeah, I was going to take it out of me when was going to take it out of me on the Meetup to all the bars, but I thought, no, I better take care of that. So that'll be up on the wall. Yeah, Patron Shield, you'll never sing that unless you win the next one. Take it away. When is it? When's the draw?
So because we'll be podcasting Sunday. We're podcasting Sunday this week. I've got my ping pong balls ready. They'll be numbered up. There'll be a list of people's numbers on the screen. I'm going to make sure I get it across to Scott. We can get it up on the screen.
For your party trick.
Live. And yeah, it'll be drawn on Sunday. It'll be played on Gameweek 32. Will be the will be the quarterfinals. Home draw is an advantage because we're not having any replays this year. So home draw is an advantage because if you do draw, so if the scores are the same at the end of the week, 68-68, whatever it is, the home team advances. So it is important that your team gets drawn out first. Gives it a little bit of an edge as well. But yeah, that'll be good on Sunday on live on the pod.
You got a special guest joining you to help you pick them balls out?
I think Paul Merson's on his way down.
So get prepping those teams for game week 32 then. Oh, that's a tasty one, that as well. There you go, Bradders. And then Bradders' second part of the question, he's thinking of removing Virgil van Dijk or Vardiol for a doubler. More than likely going to be Virgil van Dijk. Which defender is best for the upcoming weeks? He's put some options. So he's put Correa, Digne, Konsa and Timber as some of his options. I thought we'd just chat about some defenders in general because, I've got Gabriel to replace. Yeah. I imagine a few people have got a few problems in defence. So any that stood out to you?
See, I went Konsa because I thought that's a safe option. Really steady on bonus points. So if you get a clean sheet, he was scoring quite highly for a few weeks. I obviously proper jinx Konsa, but he doesn't even start. I don't see with that can't be happening again the week after. I like Konsa, although what happened this week, Cucurella, he's
benched as well.
An out there pick, but again, he got benched. He's done really well, hasn't he? He's done really, really well, Cucurella. He's back. He seems like he's back to that Brighton player that absolutely lit it up at left back. He was brilliant for Brighton. I think he was one of the strongest left backs in the league. So he's a good option if he gets the minutes. Again, is it just resting because these are probably two players that have been playing a hell of a lot of games? Digne, you never quite know.
Was he
With
benched
Villa,
as well? He was, wasn't he? Matson started. Got that nice
Maatson.
assist.
And then Timber were flagged, weren't he, before this weekend?
Yeah, Timber had limped off in the game before, but he was benched and then came on with Ben White coming back out of nowhere. So a bit of a minefield, isn't it?
It is.
On Timber as well. Sorry, Timber, if he gets booked tonight, misses the second leg, and the same applies with Digne as well. Booked tomorrow, misses second leg.
Yeah, make a note of that. So you don't forget. But yeah,
that will affect it.
If Timber does get through tonight, the thing is though, he's probably going to get rested for Brentford, especially the game against Madrid's in the balance. He's probably not going to see minutes, so it's a tricky one. You've got to go for these players with his jeopardy in these league games. He's got to be playing for some. It's like the Spurs, and you need so Cucurella between them. I go Cucurella and Konza.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, you'd have to think that Konza's now had his little break and he'll be back, but you just never know, do you? Obviously, I think Munoz is not in the conversation just because we're assuming that everyone's got him already. But they've got, I think it's back-to-back doubles after this. So if you're not on him already, he's a shout. But they've, had a few injuries, and was it they had Gehi sent off, didn't they? 2 send-ins off, Gehi and Nketiah. So the defence might be a little bit iffy, but I think you get Munoz for the tackles, the attacking returns, not just the clean sheets.
Yeah,
I was looking at maybe. Yeah, I'm not that confident on Arsenal's chances, to be honest, and possibly Villa's either. But we'll see how they get on. But I was wondering maybe Dalot from United, and it's only because I was looking at all these players thinking, does he start 2? Does he start 2? How many minutes does he get? And I had a look back, and he's had 16 matches in a row starting, pretty much 90 in all of them. So if you want someone that's you're not worrying about each week whether or not they start, I think he seems like a good shout. Third highest defender over the last 6 game weeks. They're not conceding that many goals as well. They've had a couple clean sheets in there, but not conceded more than 1 goal in their last 7 matches. But yeah, it's not thrilling, but I don't think many of these options are. And I put down Jed Spence as well from Spurs. I know a lot of us have been on Porro. You're still on Porro at the moment.
yeah.
But he's doing all right recently. I think he might have got an assist in this. Did he get an assist at the weekend?
Yeah, he did.
And yeah, he seems to be playing loads. So 6 90 minutes in a row. So it seems like Porro and Udogie are the 2 that keep swapping about. And I had a look up, and he's crept his way up the bonus points. If you're looking at defenders as well, he's now 6th highest defender for bonus, but he's played a lot less games than some of the other guys. So he's played 26 games, 32 bonus. He's only got 8 less bonus than Porro, but he's played 17 less matches. So he seems like he's doing all right for bonus at the minute. So he could be a shout if he's worked his way into that starting lineup. 1 benching in the last 10 matches for him. So yeah, maybe those 2 are a bit more durable when it comes to minutes and stuff. I don't think anyone's fully safe, to be honest, but
no, I don't think so at the moment.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea of that. I'm considering one of those 2 myself potentially, but again, we'll see how they get on in midweek. But yeah, should we go on to Lee's question next? So Lee went in hard on the Spurs players to target Southampton. With a good second fixture also, because it's a home double, isn't it? He had Son as his captain, and Solanke came in. He changed from Brennan Johnson at the last minute, and it all blew up in his face. He said, "So what did he do with this pair of absolute chumps. Son and
Like, pick,
Solanke.
pick them, don't you? Because otherwise, you take them out and they'll blow over in your face. What? Right. So you've lumped an eye on the Southampton game. It hasn't arrived yet.
It was at the weekend.
Oh, sorry.
I blanked.
Yeah. I'm looking at Villa then. Yeah, so I took Johnson out. That kind of blew up in my face. But with the games they're still doublers. Like you're putting them in. Obviously, you wouldn't. It's like with Salah, like Liverpool and Leicester. You're not going to just target one game and put two or three Liverpool players in because they're playing Leicester and then not have. There's always got to be that drag on. You got to have that another game week after it. So it's not you're not in the worst place. I don't fancy Spurs against Wolves, but now you've got Son and Solanke. I don't. Sometimes you just got to take your medicine a little bit with that. I think you might be better off holding them. Obviously, I can't see the rest of your team league, so
I'm pretty sure he didn't. I think he didn't go Isak from what I remember. So probably bringing Isak in for one of them and keeping one would
I'd
be
keep
him still.
Son. I
Keep
don't like.
Solanke.
I don't like Son, but yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky because you're still putting players in that are doubling this week.
Mm.
You targeted one game, and to be fair, it was a fun fixture, but the damage was done by the player. It's true you didn't.
I can see that being the same as this Villa Southampton game.
Have you took Johnson out, or is he just not put Johnson in?
No, he didn't put Johnson in. He considered it but didn't bring him in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You could see that happening for Villa, can't you? There's me with 3 Villa for Southampton, and it'll be
Yeah,
Donnell Marlon hat trick.
yeah, Jacob Ramsey, a couple of assists. And, yeah, I mean, that's just tough, Lee. That's, I honestly, I'd probably hold Solanke, Son to Isak, and forget about Johnson. I took him out, so it's not as bad as thinking, oh, I should have put him in. Or I nearly put him in.
Yeah, take one out, leave one in. I reckon you might have a clear. Again, you might have a clear answer once you see the Thursday's games. If one of them has a really good match, you might fancy them a bit more, maybe.
I think it is a little bit of a trouble with the Southampton game is because we're targeting it, saying like, yes, loads of points for everybody. But then there'll also be managers that are looking at it and going, I can rest the body there.
Well, and they might have a new manager bounce now.
Well, yeah, I mean, who wants to come in on that job?
Charlie's question. He says no real fires this week. Is Allison a transfer out? Onana or Martinez? I think if I had more transfers, I'd just get it done now. To be honest, because I know West Ham. He's going to have the same fixtures as Salah in it. West Ham and then Leicester, 2 singles. But I'm a bit worried now that there's been some sort of complication and he might miss West Ham. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd go Martinez.
Other problems, and you've got all rest of doublers. You don't want to start messing around with your over doublers. If you've got Allison, Onana, and Martinez, I'd say see how the games go this week. See what position they seem to be in, and hopefully then that they're going to get another 2-leg game off the back of it.
That's the thing in it. He's got. Well, Martinez would have Southampton, Hopefully, he's not going to get rotated. Southampton, PSG, but then he's got that Prem double after it because the rearranged one where they've got the FA Cup in 33. And if you think they'll beat Palace in the FA Cup semi, you could have a final coming up.
Yeah.
And then who knows if they stay in Europe, could it be even more fixtures? So
Yeah, it could pile up.
I think they've got the best chance of getting the most games.
Yeah.
Patrick, just a quick yes or no one here, I suppose. Patrick has said that João Pedro has been a complete turd in his drink. Should he consider keeping him for Leicester at home? So it's just a single.
I need to. Just 1 second. I just need to alter my picture ticker here because I'm with pen and paper. It's throwing me.
You're on the wrong. Looking at the wrong weeks.
Yeah, because I'm still looking at this weekend. So I'm thinking that's coming up.
Yeah, he's got Leicester next week at home. Just a single though.
Get out of there.
Sell him. Sell him. If Isak can't do it against Leicester.
Yeah, I mean,
I would go for a doubler over João Pedro, I think.
Yeah, you've got. I mean, look, if you've got if you've got 2 injuries and they're not going to play, then obviously you can hold him, can't you? You're forced into holding him. Sometimes it's nice to be forced into holding someone who then does quite well. I mean, he's got a plum fixture, but other than that, I think you've got to move him on for someone like Isak or one of Dylan lads. I think you've got to.
Did he even start the weekend? Just have a look. No, Welbeck started ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, he's threatened to be a good option, hasn't he, Pedro, at some point? And yeah,
maybe it's because the internationals were quite recent or something. He needed the rest, but
yeah,
God, yeah. If you hold him for a single and then he doesn't end up playing, that would be annoying. I'd sell.
You'd be fuming.
DT Phillip. We've covered Villa options, I think. He's taken out Vardiol. Who'd you bring in? We've done defenders. Would you keep Watkins for Gameweek 31 or take him out? So Watkins obviously started at the weekend.
Yeah, I'd keep him. I could, because again, I just think you're in that position where same as just saying to Lee with the Ton and Solanke. It's kind of you commit yourself, don't you? And he's not a bad option for it. Is he going to start? You hope so.
Well, that could be one that
I guess so.
If Rashford ends up starting PSG as the centre forward, and Watkins comes on as a sub, you'd think that Watkins maybe starts Southampton.
Yeah. See, it's a lot of guesswork, and this is the problem with the rotation. This is what we've always had with City over the years. I think you have to take the rough with the smooth sometimes, and once you've brought somebody in like that, if there is this bit of rotation or a bit of crap for them, sometimes when they're doubling and they're getting the opportunity to put that right or put minutes under the belt, I don't know. You've got to just ride it out a little bit. Otherwise, you end up with that hopping in, hopping out, and you putting them in and they're getting nothing and they're getting rested, and then a little cameo, you take them back out, and then all of a sudden they score a hat trick.
That happened to me, wasn't it? That's a couple seasons ago. I always talk about it on here, but I think it was a double for Spurs 1 week and a single for Liverpool, and then the following week it swapped around. So I went Kane for the double, and it was 2 blanks. So I swapped him, and then Salah banged. I think it was in a single, and then I swapped him the other way around to get Salah's double, and he blanked across the double, and Harry Kane smashed it in the single. It can happen like that, can't it? At times.
Yeah, and I just rather be. Like you don't want to be on the end of it where you're doing that all the time. So. Yeah, you've brought the lads in. You've got Watkins in your team. he doesn't need fixing, does he? Like, sure, there's something else there.
He's not getting great minutes, but I guess that start against Forest was promising at least because he hadn't started for a little while before that. Yeah, I think if you think that Rashford is going to start, if it looks well, you'll know by the window of making the transfers. But if Rashford starts PSG and Watkins subs on later, I'd imagine they rotate and do the same again for Southampton. In that case, I would want to keep Watkins, I think.
So the thing is that so Aston Villa's assets are such a good punt this week that so are you going to swap Watkins out for Rashford and then be on the opposite end of you know what I mean? You're still going to want them Aston Villa assets. Who knows who's got? It's like when you're picking between Doku, Savino, Ford, and
Yeah.
it's a very similar thing that they're starting to do at Villa.
I think it's the strikers that are going to cause people problems for if they're trying to bring in Isak, people are deciding who to do it for. I still think if he was your only sort of way to get Isak, I'd prefer Isak. But
Yeah.
I think it brings us to two questions. We've got Grommers asking for no budget limit. Who's your favourite front three for the next 3 game weeks? And then Steve's also asking, what's your ideal front line for next game week? I kind of feel like for Grommers one with the next 3 game weeks, I'd much rather try and have all my other positions set and then leave the strikers a little bit flexible, maybe.
Yeah.
Although we have just said you got to give them the chance.
I'd like Isak, Jackson, and possibly Mateta. I know that's a little bit different, but I'm having to go different. But yeah, if I could just pick 3 now, I could just dump him in my team and rearrange my formation. That is probably the thing I'd go for.
I'd put Isak, Rashford, Salah. Just so maybe on the assumption that I don't sell Salah, just because I think Isak for the double. And then I was looking sort of the next 3 weeks, and he's still got Ipswich in Gameweek 33 at home as well, which looks nice. So I think some good fixtures there for Isak still. Salah, I don't think I want to be without him for Leicester, so I reckon I end up keeping him for the next 2, but we'll see. But then Rashford, yeah, well, it's funny, isn't it, how things change, because I don't even know if I really wanted him massively this week. It was just a kind of nothing felt perfect this week, so I'll just go for the guy who seems like he's picked up a little bit of form.
Yeah,
because he hadn't scored much before that. But yeah, I guess we'll see how the next couple of game weeks go, I think, for him. But I put down Mateta. I think Mateta is a great option. And then Marmoush as well, who you've got. You'd be hanging on to him, wouldn't you? I know it's only a single against Palace in 31, but that double in 32, Everton and Villa, looks quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, any City player with a double, decent in it, and you know he's nailed on to play, which is always good. You don't usually get that for a City player, so yeah, it's someone who in my head I'm holding on to Marmoush over that.
I like the Mateta shout though that you said, because yeah, the week people went from the week before, didn't they? And he disappointed. He had a double, and then he came away with 2 points or something.
Yeah,
and I was doing my hub voice note, and I said if I had Palace, I'd just keep him. I'd just keep him for this game week, and he's delivered in this game, and I think over the next 2 he's got 2 doubles. So if I had Mateta, I'd probably keep hold of him. I think he's a good shout.
Yeah, I don't mind it for next 2. Nice double.
Andy Barnett says it's not a question, but he just wanted to say thanks to myself, you, and Ben, and then Oldham, Rahman, Ian, David, Conk, Plevna, Aman, the Nuke Tatler for a wonderful day at the meetup. So yeah, great to see you. Great to see you then.
Yeah. Cheers,
Good,
Andy.
good fun.
See you, man.
I think we'll cover Joe as well. So defender replacements, budget no option. Would you go for Concert or Digne or somewhere else? Obviously mentioned Digne could get suspended if he gets that yellow.
Yeah,
Maybe
keep an eye on
Dallo
that.
or Mitchell as a differential. I'm not sure what happened with Mitchell because he went off quite early that last game. I
Was
need
that
to
an
look in.
injury?
Yeah, I need to look into that. Went off after 63 minutes. I'm not quite sure why. We'll have to check that one out. But I think we've given a few defender options there. Charlie, would you do Vardiol to a 10th/11th doubler? I think I'm going to keep Vardiol, but maybe that's because I've got other fires.
I think he's more holdable because he's got a double the week after. I think you know what I mean. He's someone that if you've got City doubling, well, you want the players in, don't you? Even if they haven't been great this season. So yeah, I'd probably just hold Guardiola for this week. This week coming.
Yeah. Again, you just don't know who's going to definitely get the double. You'll take Vardio out for this week, won't you? And you'll bring in someone who ends up playing a game and a half sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I would just keep him personally. But your shout, Charlie. Maybe you're a United fan. Let us know what you think of the Dallo call. I think that Dorgu get quite a bit of attention as well for United. He's had some
He's
good
really attacking, hasn't
had some good attacking numbers.
he? Yeah.
And then last up, well, Roberto put one question in for the pod, but he's just put one in the chat saying, "Have I got a new light on, Scott? Looking a lot more ginger this evening." I was just thinking that actually. I didn't notice till you said it.
You're that
There we
small.
go. I don't know, the beard, I'll turn the light off, but the beard's still ginger, isn't it? Did you dye my hair while we was asleep?
Get some sun cream on, son.
His actual question was, would you get rid of Evan Nielsen or Salah for this single? I'm guessing if you had to get rid of one. Evan Nielsen on fire. Is that 4 games in a row he scored?
He's scored a few, hasn't he? They got Fulham at home, is it? Fulham at home are in the properly now. Fulham at home versus Liverpool got West Ham. I mean, I'd say Evan Nielsen because of the game afterwards. They get rid of Evan Nielsen because that left the game for Liverpool's home in it.
Nah, we've got to respect Salah, haven't we, still?
Yeah.
Oh, I know he's on form. He has looked really good, Evan Nielsen, to be honest. But
Good player. They paid a lot of money for Evan Nielsen, didn't they? That 30 million they paid for him.
yeah, because we were trying to get rid of Nketiah at the time, and I thought we kind of thought that maybe he'd be a good fit for Bournemouth, but then they went and got Evan Nielsen. They didn't want to spend the money on Nketiah, then they went and spent even more on Evan Nielsen, and we thought that's a bit. You could get that Prem ready Nketiah, but it turned out to be great business, really, because Nketiah's not done it, has he?
Yeah, it's just not quite. He's always shown it in glimpses on Ian Kestia, but no consistency through his play.
I can't believe one of the yellows for his red card at the weekend was the dive as well. I'd still keep Salah over Evan Nielsen, I think, but I can see the dilemma with the good form of Evan Nielsen.
Yeah, it's tough to take somebody out who's scoring well. It is always tough, but yeah, you've got to go for that Salah Leicester game. Hold on to him this week.
Bournemouth's form has dipped a little bit as well, hasn't it, over the last few weeks?
I think they were winless in 5, were they? Winless in 4 and 5.
Yeah. Mike, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it there. We'll do the leagues on the next pod, and that's the next pod that
the wins and the shield, everything together.
We'll do the draw. So we'll do the draw. You'll do your ping pong ball trick.
Ding dong.
But we got an Arsenal match to watch.
Oh yeah, shit.
It's going to be a painful one. I'm getting a bit nervous.
Come on, Saka. Saka hat-trick.
Oh yeah, you're captain. You're a star boy.
Yeah. Cheer him on there.
Well, if you've enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe if you're not already. And again, if you want to show your support to the pod, hit that join button to become a YouTube channel member or sign up to the Patreon. You get all the beautiful benefits up on the screen. Cheers to all the community that joined us for this pod, and cheers for your support. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.